Now in this series of questions we're going to also be writing up the function. However, we're going to have various time periods that it takes to get the growth or the decay. So it might not just be a year, it might be 2 years or 4 years or less than a year. And so if it takes 2 years, it's taking longer to get that growth, we're going to divide by the number of years it takes. If it's less than a year, you're speeding up the growth, and so you'll be multiplying. And let me show you exactly what I mean. So this question 55. Kind of like the last few ones, we set up the function the same way. We've got some function, f of x, and we'll do this for the a part. We have our starting value of $1,000, and we're investing it. It's going to increase by 4%, so that's 100% plus 4%, so 104%, and as a decimal that gets written as 1.04. Now this first one is going to happen every year, so this is sort of the standard we use. It's just x is the number of years, 1, 2, 3. So if it happens 3 or 4, 6, well 3, let's stick with 3. 3 times, you put 3 there, it multiplies 1.04 3 times. You get 3 growths. So now let's look up the B option, which is the function, still $1,000. We still have increasing by 4%, so that doesn't change. But what does change is it now takes 2 years to get this 4% growth. 2 years. So it's going to be slower than this one up here. So the exponent, I'll write it like this, is going to be x over 2. X divided by 2. So think about it. In 2 years, 2 divided by 2 is 1. You got 1 growth. In 4 years, 4 divided by 2, that's 2. You got 2 growths in 4 years. So every 2 years you get this 4% in growth. Not every year. Okay, C. Same sort of setup. Got some function. They didn't tell us what to call it or anything, so f of x is fine to use for all of these. We're still increasing by 4%, so 1.04. This time, though, it happens every 6 months. 6 months, how many 6 months periods in a year? 6 months and 6 months. It's going to happen twice a year. If you want to think about it, it's 12 months divided by 6. That gives us 2. So we're speeding things up. So what the exponent's going to look like is 2 times x. Okay, so there's our function there. And D, the value increases by 4% every 3 months. So 1,000, 1.04, again, that part has not changed. And every 3 months, so there's 12 months in a year, divide that by 3, that gives us 4 times a year that we get this growth. So we're going to multiply by 4 quarterly. Okay, let's take a look at another example, something similar, but they have a few different options in here in question 56. Okay, so let's go with g of x. And we have an initial investment, $7,400. Squeeze the A part in there. We are increasing by 3.6%. So 3.6, so that's increase, that's 100 plus 3.6, so 103.6%, which as a decimal is 1.036. Okay. I just noticed they said to use the variable t years. I don't like, my t's look like plus signs, so I'm going to go ahead and use x. But when you do the Math AS, the online stuff, oftentimes, if you don't use the right variable, if they tell you t and you use x, it'll probably mark it wrong. But it's the understanding we've got here. Now it's going to do that every year, so that is just x. Okay, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, okay, annual rate. Let's go to B. We'll go with g of x again, 7,400. This time they want it to decrease by 2%. So 100 minus 2% is going to be 98%. So we go 0.98 is what gets the factor in here. And it does that every year. Okay, so still just X. Nothing big there. But we've got a decrease on our investment, which unfortunately it does happen. So you have to, and we'll see that in the next couple chapters about looking at investments, what to look for, taking a risk, all that kind of stuff. G of X is now still 7,400, but it's going to increase by 11%. 100% plus 11%, 111%, which is 1.11. However, it doesn't do that every year. It takes 3 years to get that increase. So again, our exponent is going to be number of years divided by 3. And again, if you have 3 years, 3 years goes in for X. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So in 3 years, you've increased 1 time. In 6 years, you will have increased 2 times, right? 6 divided by 3 is 2. That's going to be how it works. See? And let's see what D has to throw for us. Okay, we've got a decrease, but every 6 months. So G of X, 7,400, decreasing by 5%. So you've got your 100%, subtract off that 5%, that's 95. 95%, which looks like 0.95. And since it's increasing every 6 months, right, 12 divided by 6, that's going to happen 2 times every year. So our exponent is 2x. Okay, so those got us up and rolling. Let's take a look at a couple others. And these ones, we're just going to take a look at an individual problem. So 57. I'm going to switch over to using h of x because this is for a home purchase, and sometimes we like when our function variables match up with what is being discussed. Okay, so we've got a function h of x, and I stick with x because I like x. We purchase it for 150,000, so that's the starting value. The value of the home increases by 11%, so that's 100% the original value plus the 11, so that is 1.11. That's our factor, but it does it every 2 years. So again, just like we've been doing over here, our exponent, this is sort of the important part. Well, it's all important, is x divided by 2. Let's see if this will help. I've got to... Okay, so beginning value 150,000, increasing by 11%, and I look here, oh, but it takes 2 years for that increase to happen. Let's come over here with 58. Okay, this time we buy a new home, and its original value is 200,000. The value is increasing, which is good, by 1.5%. So that's 100 plus 1.5, 101.5%, or as a decimal, 1.015. And it does that every 5 years. Really slow growth, but at least it's growing, right? So our exponent is going to be x over 5. It takes 5 years to get this meager growth. 1%, 1.5% is not very exciting. But again, it's better than a loss. Okay, always look for the bright side. 59. We're getting up to the end here. Got another home that we're going to purchase. This time we bought it for 195,000. And it's decreasing by 4%. Okay, this is what's happened before. Okay. 100 minus 4, we're going to get 96, right? Those are the complements of each other. 0.96. And this happens every 3 years. Okay, so this is where we're kind of happy that it's slowly, the decrease is happening more slowly, not every year. So again, our exponent is going to be x divided by 3. Because in 3 years, 3 divided by 3 is 1. It decreased 4% every 3 years. Finally, 60. What we're going to take a look at, we've got another house that we bought, $420,000 starting value. We're decreasing by 8%. Ooh, that hurts. 100 minus 8 is 92. Okay, 0.92. And it's happening every 4 years. That's at least some good news. So our exponent is x divided by, you got it, 4. So every 4 years we lose the 8%. And that's exponential functions.